by Memorial Health Foundation about the cost of health care. Our Thomas Chase has more from the president of Memorial Health System.
The Memorial Health Foundation hosted a conversation about the cost of care Thursday morning to address the rural health care concern. Scott Cantley, president and CEO of the Memorial Health System, said that rural health care is now, quote, fragile.
So many discussions and conversations occurring around dinner tables that we thought it was timely to talk about the underpinnings of American healthcare, how it's financed, and specifically how it's handled here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.
Cantley said Ohio has lost 66% of its rural hospitals to larger urban health systems purchasing the rural systems in recent decades. Younger people are following jobs in urban areas, thus rural hospitals lose out on money. Memorial Health System receives 22% of money from commercial health care and 78% from governmental health care such as Medicare. Every 1% is about $8 million. Cantley said that the government now sees this issue.
Is that there was a recognition that small towns need their hospitals, want their hospitals to remain intact, and are fighting to preserve that option to get care local. And so the One Big Beautiful Bill kind of recognized that and started a national discourse around how valuable these rural entities are, these rural employers, not just as hospitals, but as large employers and a big part of the economics of life in small town America. And so it started the conversation. I believe that there'll be a lot more to come about rural health care in the future as a result.
The One Big Beautiful Bill created a special fund to supplement rural health systems for 5 years beginning in 2026. Cantley said that this can help stabilize rural health care and that it, quote, allows rural hospitals to do some of the things bigger urban hospitals do, end quote. He will be briefing Congress in 2 weeks on the importance of rural hospitals and unique issues such as the workforce. In Marietta, I'm Thomas Chase with WTAP News. This is home.
It was also announced today that the Women's and Children's Center in Belpre will break ground in the next couple of weeks. It is expected to be completed by mid to late 2027. Coming up next on WTAP, high school football tailgate. We'll have more in New Matamoros.